Do you want to know the hardest thing about making a cheese sauce? Grating the cheese. So get yourself a good grater and start grating your cheese. I use different cheeses all the time in my cheese sauces, and there's no set rule, but here's why I'm using the 3 that I'm using today. You just saw me grating up some cheddar. That's because cheddar has a universally liked flavor. Then I'm also using some Gruyere cheese. Gruyere is a Swiss cheese. It's got a nutty flavor to it, but it's a really good melting cheese. And then I am using true Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. I'm using it because it has saltiness to it, a toasty nuttiness to it. It seasons the sauce really nicely. I'm going to mix them up, and then I'm going to start making a bechamel sauce or just a white sauce. I'm going to put the stove here on about medium heat. And the first step in making a bechamel or a white sauce is making a roux, R-O-U-X, roux. It's simply a mixture of butter and flour cooked together. We do that because if you cook the flour a little bit in the butter, it doesn't have sort of a dusty, harsh taste at the end. So once your butter's melted, go ahead and add your flour. And this is the cooking part of it. We're gonna stir this around. The butter and flour together should look like wet sand, sort of, in the pan. And we're gonna cook it for about 2 minutes just to get that starchy flavor out of the flour. While your butter and flour are cooking, it's important to bring your milk to a warm temperature. When you add warm milk to your warm roux, you're less likely to get lumps. I'm using whole milk here. That's gonna make the richest, most delicious cheese sauce. And while I pour, I'm gonna whisk it all in. So as soon as it's come to a boil, you know that is as thick as that flour is gonna make that sauce. Before I add my cheese, I'm going to turn off the heat. If you've ever had a cheese sauce that is stringy and gluey, that's because you overcooked your cheese. This is enough heat to melt that cheese without a problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my cheese to this sauce now and just stir this in nicely. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, and I'm gonna add a little pepper. If you don't mind the specks, you can go ahead with black pepper, otherwise use some white pepper. And something that I really, really love the most in a cheese sauce that makes it so delicious is grating a little bit of whole nutmeg in there. That makes a delicious seasoning. And then I get to taste it again. Now it is ready. Whether you want to put it on broccoli and get the kids to eat their greens, or stir it into a lot of pasta and make a delicious mac and cheese, you've made a great cheese sauce from scratch.